Have you ever stopped and asked yourself, why is mathematics so powerful? I mean, numbers are just symbols, right? We write them on paper, type them into calculators, speak them when we count. But somehow, these abstract symbols describes everything, from the motion of galaxies to the flutter of butterflies' wings. Mathematics seems invisible, but it is everywhere. It's the silent rhythm behind the chaos. It's the DNA of reality. But how can that be? Did humans invent maths, or did we simply discover a hidden language written into the very fabric of the universe? Let's take a deep journey, not just through numbers, but through the nature of reality itself. Because if we truly understand why math works, we might understand something even deeper, what the universe really is, and maybe even who we are. Let's start with something beautiful and real: nature. Have you ever looked at a sunflower and noticed the spiral in its center, or the perfect symmetry of a snowflake, or the branching of a tree, or the shape of a seashell? These patterns are not random, they follow mathematical rules. Take the Fibonacci sequence 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, and so on. Each number is the sum of the two before it. You see, this is the sequence in pine cones, in flower petals, in hurricanes, and even in galaxies. Then there is the golden ratio, roughly 1.618, a number that shows up in art, architecture, and living organisms. The ratio between the segments of your fingers, the spiral of a Nautilus shell, even the structure of DNA, they all reflect this number. Nature isn't just chaotic beauty, it's structured, patterned, coded. And math captures that order with stunning precision. But why? Why does nature obey math? Now let's go deeper. From flowers to physics. When Newton saw the apple fall, he didn't just say, things fall down. He asked why. And what's the rule? He discovered F is equal to ma. Force equals mass times acceleration. A simple equation, but it governs how cars move, how rockets launch, how we walk. Einstein's E is equal to mc square taught us that energy and mass are interchangeable. This equation gave us nuclear power and nuclear weapons. Maxwell's equation described electromagnetism, light, radio waves, magnetism. Schrodinger's equation governs the quantum world, the unpredictable dance of electrons. Every major theory of physics is written in mathematics. Imagine trying to build a bridge, send a satellite to space, or create a smartphone. Without math, it would be impossible. But that's the mystery. Why does math, which starts in our head, in symbols and imagination, maps into reality so perfectly? Why does the universe speak math? Now here's the big philosophical question. Did we invent math like a tool, or did we discover it like a new planet? Let's think. When we invent a game like chess, we create the rules. Rooks move sideways, bishops diagonally. We made that up. That's invention. But when we discover that prime numbers go on forever, or that pi is an irrational number, that's not invention. That's discovery. No matter where you go in the universe, a circle's circumference divided by its diameter will still be pi. Mathematicians often speak of discovering proofs, as if the truths are already there, waiting to be discovered. If we are inventing the math, why is it so effective at describing the world outside our minds? Even stranger, advanced mathematics often predicts things before they are observed. Einstein's equations predicted a black hole before we had evidence for them. Paul Dirac's equation predicted antimatter, which was discovered years later. How can something we supposedly made up tell us secrets about the universe we haven't been seen yet? Maybe math is not ours. Maybe it belongs to the universe. Maybe you are just decoding it. Think of your phone. It runs on an operating system, like Android or iOS. Everything you see, the camera, the apps, the colors, comes from codes. You don't see the code, but it's underneath everything. What if the universe is the same? What if the stars, the atom, even your thoughts, are all running on a deeper layers of reality, mathematical code? Some scientists like Max Tegmark argue that the universe is mathematics, not just described by math, but made of it. That would mean reality isn't stuff, it's structure. Existence is not made of particles, but of patterns. Wild, right? If that's true, then discovering a new mathematical truth is like finding a new pixel in the screen of the cosmos. Now let's imagine aliens, intelligent life far away. Would they use math? We don't know what they would look like. They might not even have eyes or hands. But if they build technology, fly through space, or understand energy, they must use some system to measure, calculate, and predict. And math is the only universal candidate. They might not use Arabic numerals like us, but 2 plus 2 equal to 4 in every language. The Pythagorean theorem holds in every triangle, whether drawn on Earth or Mars. So maybe math isn't a human thing at all. Maybe it's the language of logic, the language of reality. In fact, when we sent the Voyager spacecraft into deep space, we included mathematical symbols in the messages to aliens. Why? Because that's the only language we expect they will understand. Now back on Earth, look around you. Your GPS uses Einstein's relativity to guide you. Your phone signal depends on electromagnetic equations. Your bank card uses cryptographic math to stay secure. Even your heartbeat, your breathing can be modeled mathematically. Hospitals, airplanes, music, weather forecast. All of it is math underneath. And in school, we sometimes ask, when will I ever use this? The truth is, you already are. Every time you use technology, every time you observe a pattern, every time you think, you're using a mind evolved to recognize and apply math. And here we come to the mystery. Physicist Eugen Wigner called it the unreasonable effectiveness of mathematics. It's not just that math works, it works too well. It's like we have a magic spell that lets us predict eclipses, simulate black holes, or even guess the age of universe. But no one really knows why. Is it because math is built into the universe, or because our brains evolved into a world of patterns, and so we interpret everything mathematically? Or is it both? Some philosophers say math may not explain everything. Can it explain love, consciousness, dreams? Maybe, maybe not. But others argue that even emotions and thoughts arise from neural networks, which follow electrical and chemical laws, which are again mathematical. The deeper we look, the more we find math. So here's the real question. What lies beyond mathematics? Is there anything? Or is math the final frontier, the master key to the existence? Imagine the universe was a vast, silent cathedral. Every law of nature, gravity, light, time, is a note in its architecture. Mathematics is the music that plays through it. Maybe we are not inventors of this music. Maybe we are the listeners. Or maybe even the instrument. When you do math, when you solve a problem, or when you recognize a pattern, maybe you are tuning into a deeper harmony of existence. Maybe the universe is thinking, and maybe math is its language of thought. So I leave you with this. Is the universe made of math, or is math our way of decoding its secrets? If math exists outside our mind, who or what created it? And if the universe is speaking in mathematics, who or what is meant to understand it? Thank you for watching. Stay curious. And remember, next time you see a number, a pattern, a formula, you might be looking into the mind of the universe itself.